just over a week ago, or maybe 2 weeks ago, I planted some seeds in something called Jiffy Pucks, and I'm going to show you them right over here. They're growing under this light over here that's a full spectrum light. And I didn't have the best success rate, but you can see like that one was the first one to come up. But there's quite a few seedlings that are starting to grow. And each individual thing is a Jiffy Puck, and it's basically just full of peat. Next time I will use rock wool though, so it will be a lot easier. Anyways, now why did I plant these seeds? Which brings me over to this system that I built, which is called an aquaponics system. Aquaponics is basically the combination of aquaculture, which is raising or the culture of fish, and hydroponics, which is growing plants in nutrient solution as opposed to in soil. So this is the system as a whole. There's our fish tank or our reservoir, and then there's our grow bed right over here, and then there's these two buckets that produce a surge, and I'll explain why we need this surge. But first, we're going to start off with our fish tank. We have 5 little zebra danios that we put in here about 5 days ago actually, and they're doing really well. We have to lower the pH a bit, but things are doing pretty good in there. They're swimming around nice and happily. Now these fish, they produce ammonia. And ammonia in high concentrations is, or not even in very high concentrations, quite low concentrations, is actually very toxic to fish. So we got to get rid of that ammonia. But how do we do this? Well, this pump over here, through the screen hose, is pumping water into our surge system over here. If you look in here, you can see the water is filling up. Now it's going to fill up until about this point here where you see all that sediment, and we'll be back in a few seconds once it's full, so you don't have to watch the whole thing. So the water is now overflowing into the second bucket, and the pipe is about to be submerged, creating a vacuum. There we go. And it's going to quickly empty from the first bucket into the second bucket. Now as this beautiful surge is occurring, the water is not overflowing, but it's flowing out of those 2 holes over there via these pipes into our grow bed. So if you want to bring the camera over here, we can watch how the surge stops. The original plan was to have the surge stop in the first bucket, but for some reason we couldn't manage that, so we had to tweak it a little and get the vacuum to stop by the water in this bucket going below this elbow over here. And there we go, it stopped. So the water goes into this grow bed over here, and as it flows through the substrate, the bacteria that's growing on it convert the ammonia into nitrate, which the plants, once they're planted in here, will uptake and get rid of, because even nitrate, although it's not quite as toxic as ammonia, can be toxic for the fish, but it's a really good substance, a really good nutrient for the plants, especially herbs and other leafy plants like lettuce. And hopefully we'll be able to grow tomatoes and other cool stuff as well. And that is the system for now. So just as an aside, why do we need a surge system at all? Why can't the water just be pumped right into the grow bed and drain back into the fish tank? Well, the reason for that is because we need a dry period for the plants so that the roots are not constantly submerged in the water, because they need to breathe a little bit. And that's the reason, so the surge allows us to do that. Between the surges is the dry period, and during the surge is when they're flooded in nutrient water.